Hey guys, it's Shami15 here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my team analysis for the Indigo Global Battle Association, or GBA. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's the Global Battle Association, but yeah, I am under the team name the Brooklyn Braviarys, and this season, which is I think is the first time I've been a part of the GBA for this season, but yeah, we're gonna see what we could do this season and see if we could come out on top. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know how the draft works for the GBA, but of course I'm gonna link the site in the description. But for my first pick, I decided I wanted a really good ground type, as probably Landorus Therian is probably one of the best ground types in my game. So that was of course my first pick, as Landorus Therian is definitely a force to be reckoned with, as you guys could see here. It has 145 base attack stat, which a max attack adamant Landorus hits at about 424 attack, which is completely insane. I think that's the exact same as a Mega Beedrill. Actually, no, scratch that. Mega Beedrill hits even harder. But the point is, Landorus's Earthquakes definitely pack a punch, and that's something that I really wanted. As well as the fact that defensive Landorus is also very good to have on my team, as the Intimidate is definitely an asset for me to have, as well as U-Turn, Knockoff, Superpower, Stone Edge. All of these moves are definitely stuff that I want to have, as I think Landorus also does have a bit of versatility in what it could do, but definitely Landorus is definitely one of the best OU mons. It does what it does well, and that's of course what I want for my team here. Now, the next mon I decided was Raikou, and that's basically because Raikou is, in my opinion, probably one of the best Volt Switch Pokemon that OU has to offer, as it does have a pretty decent speed stat at 115 and special attack stat also standing at 115. And honestly, Raikou is just one of the Pokemon that I feel comfortable with, as strong electric stab is something that is really valuable in this game, as Volt Switch and U-Turn are probably one of my very most favorite moves, as Raikou is definitely a really good Pokemon. I don't really know what else to say about it. As I said, Volt Switch is mainly the reason why I got this thing, as it's probably one of the best Volt Switchers in the league right now. Granted that no one took Mega Manectric, which I don't think anyone has. But yeah, same. I just like Raikou. You get your Shadow Ball, you got HP Ice, you got extra Sensory, as well as Aura Sphere, which you might have to work around a bit with the rash nature. But you know, other than that, it also gets Signal Beam, as we're just seeing right here. Definitely Raikou is a Pokemon that I really wanted to build around in this season. So next up, as we're going to speed things up, my Mega I decided on Mega Beedrill, and now as you can see with Landorus, Raikou, Beedrill, we kind of have a Volt turn pattern going around. So indeed, that is what this team is based on. This team is based on Volt turn, as Beedrill is definitely by far, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure my opinion holds a lot of weight here. Well, no, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that a lot of people might agree with me in saying that Mega Beedrill is definitely the hardest or the best U-turner in the game, in the sense that it has 150 base attack power with stab, adaptability boosted, U-turn. Even though you're U-turning out, you're going to be hitting your opponent with a lot of damage, which is insane. And not to mention that Poison Jab, it's even harder than that. And the thing about Beedrill is it's kind of a one-trick pony, I will admit, where it pretty much gets the same moves over and over, as pretty much special Beedrill. What I'm trying to say is it's not really versatile. You can't really surprise people with Beedrill, but even though I still think that Beedrill is definitely an asset to have in this league, as I said, Volt Turn is probably my most favorite form of play, and so having probably the best U-turner in the game is probably where I would shine at. As we could see, max attack adamant Beedrill, it's at about 438. Is that more than? Yeah, it's harder than Landorus. Well, that's no surprise since it does have 150 base attack, which is higher than Landorus. But my point is, Beedrill is definitely an asset to have in this league, as well as the fact that it's the highest, has the really high speed tier, which I think this season Beedrill is actually the fastest mon. Granted that no one took Aerodactyl or Mega Alakazam, and no one took that, but yeah, I think Beedrill is actually the fastest mon. And what's amazing about that is that I can afford to run Adamant Beedrill here because of the fact that Beedrill just outclasses most of the late Pokemon with speed here. As you probably can see me running a lot of weird Beedrill sets because of that, because of the fact that I don't really need that much speed. But yeah, that's one of the benefits of having Beedrill. It's a one-trick pony, but it definitely does its job well. I'm gonna say that for sure. Now the next member I decided on was Suicune, as I really think I have to speed things up here. As a Suicune, unfortunately, the slot was reserved for Manaphy, but Ben ended up taking that from me, unfortunately. But definitely, Suicune is something I can make use of, as it does get access to extra sensory, Ice Beam, Calm Mind. Calm Mind Suicune is definitely scary, as even though what I'm trying to say is Suicune is definitely an asset to have, as it is very calm-mindy. Well done, Shamar. But Suicune is definitely a threat in a league like this, in the sense that it's bulky, and that's what I like about it the most. Is that I needed a fire resist, and Manaphy was not available. I instantly decided, okay, Suicune is the next best thing, because Suicune might not necessarily be able to do what Manaphy could do well, but it still could get the job done, considering the fact that it's just so bulky, and Calm Mind allows it to hit things that are just hit parameters that are amazing. So Suicune is definitely the next member of my team. Now the next member of my team is Fortress, mainly because of the fact that I wanted a rapid spinner, and Fortress is not the best, I'm gonna say, definitely not the best, but when it comes to hazard control and hazards, Fortress is definitely the first Pokemon I think of, as it gets access to Spikes, Stealth Rock, and Toxic Spikes. I think the only hazard it doesn't get is Sticky Web, as I'm actually gonna go ahead and confirm this right now. Sorry about the noise in the background. I can literally do nothing about that. I'm recording this at probably like midnight. That's what I have to do to record, but yeah, it can't get Sticky Web, but it does get access to stuff like Volt Switch, as well as Gyro Ball, so it can hit harder, because as you can see, the speed stat is just ridiculous. But the defensive pivot set with Volt Switch, as I said, Volt Switch is probably one of my favorite moves, is very advantageous to me, as it prevents Fortress from just being set up fodder for a certain Pokemon, because I can tell you, people are gonna see Fortress and think, oh, okay, well, this thing can't really touch me, I'm just gonna come in and set up all over it. With Volt Switch, that kind of prevents people from doing that, or prevent them from doing that as much as they like, which is what I like about Fortress. It does its job, and it does its job well, in my opinion. It gets access to Toxic Spikes, as I said, Toxic, as I said, Volt Switch I like. Reflect and Light Screen are also things I think it gets. I'm not sure about Light Screen, but it's definitely a Pokemon that I am accustomed using, and I feel comfortable using in this team, so that's pretty much why I picked Fortress. Now the next is Amoonguss, and I was really surprised no one took this, because as Amoonguss, as you guys know, Amoonguss is pretty much like, in my opinion, a Mega Venusaur, as it has the same typing as Mega Venusaur, or Venusaur I shouldn't even say, and gets access to Spore, gets access to Clear Smog, gets access to Foul Play, a lot of moves that I really like about Fortress, because a defensive Amoonguss, my bad, I said Fortress for a minute there, but Amoonguss is definitely an annoying Pokemon. It may not be a strong Pokemon compared to Beedrill and Landorus and Raikou, but definitely Amoonguss is a Pokemon that could be annoying to teams just because of its high HP stat. It's really just hard to kill and annoying to, unless you prepare for the stuff that it can do to you, which is why I really like it. As I said, I wasn't planning on taking Amoonguss, but as I realized that Amoonguss was available, I was just like, heck yeah, this thing needs to be on my team. So I decided to take it. Now, moving on to the next few members of the Brooklyn Braviarys. Next up we have Cresselia, and like Amoonguss, I was just so taken aback that this Pokemon was just not picked up, as Cresselia is, as you can see, like 120 defense stat, 130 special defense stat, 120 HP. Hello. like Amoonguss, this thing is bulkier and it's really hard to kill unless you have toxic or a really strong super effective attack. Cresselia is definitely going to be a pain in the butt to use. Another thing I liked about it is that it can be really supportive with Light Screen, Lunar Dance. It could be also very offensive with Calm Mind, Moonlight. It can also come in and take hits with just its amazing bulk. It gets Thunder Wave. It gets so much utility in my opinion. Lunar Dance is one of the things that I really liked having. As pretty much, if you don't know what Lunar Dance does, it sacrifices the Pokemon, the user, so that the Pokemon could be revived completely back up to full health. And I think it's raining right now. That is a little bit unfortunate, but you're just gonna have to deal with that, unfortunately, as I don't think I could record this again. But yeah, that's pretty much what I liked about Cresselia, and I'm so glad that I got this thing, because literally Cresselia is just a huge pain in the butt, as it's just hard to kill. Amoonguss, Cresselia, Suicune, definitely 3 Pokemon that I'm so glad I had. Now, one Pokemon that I was so glad to get again, and I think I drafted this before all the others, but we're talking about it now, is Togekiss. As Togekiss is just another Pokemon that, I mean, look at the special defense stat, and the HP is decent too. That it just hits really hard, and of course, as you know, Thunder Wave, Air Slash is one combo that Amoonguss, I keep referring to Amoonguss, but one combo that Togekiss is well known for. Yeah, Serene Grace, Air Slash plus Thunder Wave is definitely scary to come against, as well as Nasty Plot, Baton Pass is definitely, and one thing for sure, it's a defogger. That's one thing I like about it, and it gets access to a lot of interesting moves, as you can see right here. Of course, Air Slash doesn't give him a stab. It gets Aura Sphere, it gets Extra Sensory, it gets Grass Knot, it gets a lot of stuff that I thought would make it just a really good Pokemon to have, a good utility Pokemon, as it also gets Reflect and stuff like that. But you know, we will see what we run in the coming days or the coming battles. But Togekiss is definitely the one that I like as well, as it's just so bulky and it's a really reliable defogger in my opinion, as well as the fact that it's a fairy type, so that it could kind of sort of help Cresselia with all those dark type moves that are most likely going to be coming his way. So the core of those two definitely really help out a lot. And that's 80 speed, which is pretty decent. So Togekiss was one thing I was very happy to get. The next few Pokemon now. How the GBA works is that you have to have a Pokemon from every tier. So then when we looked at RU, I decided on getting Emboar. And Emboar is, I'll be honest with you, I'm not accustomed to using Emboar. I've probably only used Emboar like when I've dabbled around in RU for the short time that I have. But I decided, you know what, why not get Emboar? Honestly, I thought about getting Darmanazan, but unfortunately Ramon went ahead and snatched that from me, so I decided to get the next best thing, where, trust me, Life Orb, Stab, Reckless, Boosted, Flare Blitz, it's gonna hurt like a banshee. So you see this thing has 123 attack, which isn't the highest attack set on my team, but Reckless, Boosted, Choice Banded, Flare Blitz definitely is gonna punch holes if you're not prepared for it, in your team if you're not prepared for it. It's definitely not one of the strongest ones, but I'm saying it's not one of the strongest because it's all the way down in RU, but it can definitely do work for me, I think, in this league once I prepare and equip it with what I need for certain teams that I have to prepare for. I think Embor is definitely an asset for me to have in the league, even though I'm not really sure how to use it. But another thing I wanted to with Embor is a fighting type, so that's another reason why I did take Embor when I did. Now I needed an NU pick, and so I decided with Skunk Tank. Now the main reason why is because honestly I needed a dark type, and when I look at Skunk Tank I realized that it wasn't really that bad. Its stats aren't really the best. It probably has the lowest stats out of all my team. Actually, no. Fortress maybe has the lowest. Then again, Fortress does have 140 defense, so maybe this thing has the lowest stats in my entire team. But I still decided I would take it, mainly because it does get access to priority sucker punch. It does get access to quite a lot, actually, as you can see as I'm scrolling through its moveset right here. As yeah. That's pretty much what I liked it for. As it's probably one of the best dark types I could have gotten in NU. Arguably, you guys might disagree with me. I'm probably thinking about a few dark types that would have probably done the job Skunk Tank could have done, but I'm not complaining, as Aftermath is definitely something too that I could have. Long story short, it's just an NU pick that I just wanted to get. That's pretty much at the end of the day the reason why I got this thing. As Memento is also something that we have here. I didn't actually know that, but I might play around with that too, who knows. Now the last Pokemon here. Towards the end of the draft I had a lot of points, but I didn't really see anything in the higher tiers that really interested me. Who knows, probably when I pick up a free agent I'm gonna see something and I'm just like, oh my god, I've been so blind for all this time. How is this Pokemon available and I did not take it? But for now, we're gonna end up having 2 Argue Pokemon, and the next Argue Pokemon we're having is your boy Kevin Durant. Now, Durant is definitely, in my opinion, a really cool Pokemon for me to play around. As I said, I'm not really familiar with Durant. I don't think I've ever used Durant before, but now that I've seen it and all the stab that it gets Thunder Wave, it gets Stone Edge, it gets Rock Slide, literally the versatility, I guess you could say, attracted me to take Durant, which is the reason why Durant is on this team. As it is a Steel type, it is a Bug and Steel type, which I actually do have Fortress, so that's kind of redundant typing, but I still do think Durant could put in work here. As a Hustle is, and this is one of the reasons why you might not see Durant all the time on my team, is because of Hustle and the fact that it does boost your attack, but at the same time it lowers your accuracy. And that kind of scares me by using that. But I still do think that Durant is something that I could play around with this league and see if I can make it work, because I'm definitely interested in using Durant, because Hustle with 109 stab might not hit as hard as Embor or Beedrill, but it's definitely not something to take lightly, in my opinion. So yeah, that's basically your boy Kevin Durant right there. And that is your team, the Brooklyn Braviarys. Now, hopefully, in the coming days, we do pick up some wins. I think our first match is against Aaron of the Block Island Infernape, so you guys are probably going to be seeing that match very, very soon. As a fourth wall, I think I already recorded it. But, yeah. That's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for watching, if you made it this far. Hopefully you made it this far. And, yeah, see you guys later.